Friends, I welcome you to this session on IT Business Analysis Essentials. In this session, I will cover the entire overview of IT Business Analyst profession and IT Business Analysis discipline. I will primarily cover 4 things in this lecture. Number 1, activities of a business analyst. Number 2, what is IT Business Analysis? Number 3, IT Business Analysis methods, techniques, tools and software. Number 4, how you can become a successful business analyst in IT industry. Friends, before I start this lecture, let me share a brief about myself. I started my career as a business analyst in the year 1997. Since then, I have had the opportunity to practice as a business analyst in cities like Noida, Bangalore, Tokyo, Hong Kong. I have delivered successful IT business analysis training all over India and at overseas locations like Mauritius, Colombo. I have my students from United States of America and Australia. It is a pleasure to be with you and to share my experience and my knowledge on the business analysis profession. And I hope to see you as a successful IT business analyst in near future. Friends, in this lecture, I will cover activities of a business analyst. What is IT business analysis? Levels of business analysis, that is industry, enterprise, project and process. We will also learn about the business analysis methods, tools, techniques and softwares. It will be followed by business analysis challenges and objectives of business analysis. For the benefit of those who do not belong to software industry, I will share a small concept which is known as software development lifecycle or SDLC. Every software, when it is developed, passes through typical phases of analysis, design, development, testing, implementation and maintenance or support. Analysis phase is the phase where requirements are discussed, are gathered, are documented. Once the requirements are finalized, this requirement document is shared with the project manager and the development team. During the design phase, senior people on the project, architects or project manager, they design the solution. So it is something like the blueprint of the solution. On the basis of this blueprint, the software developers construct or develop the project. Once the project is developed, it is tested by the testing team. After the testing phase, and once the software is tested successfully and user acceptance testing is also done, the project reaches the implementation phase. Here, we install the software, we configure the software, we train the people for the usage of the software, we demonstrate them, we do workarounds, we do hand-holding. And post-implementation phase, the software project reaches the support or the maintenance phase. Friends, now I will take you to the activities of a business analyst. An IT business analyst is many things on the project. He has to wear several hats. I am sharing this slide with you even before I take you to the discipline and profession of IT business analysis for a reason. Each of us who aspire to become an IT business analyst have got a certain prior experience and a certain prior academic background. So if you are aware of what the activities of an IT business analyst are on the project or before or after the project, you can align your skills, your experience and your activities with this role. The key activity of IT business analyst revolves around the word requirement. Requirements engineering and management is the task for which an IT business analyst is hired in an IT company. Requirements engineering and management is a very important area of the project. If you set the requirement right, the project succeeds on time, with quality and within budget. Requirements engineering and management has got certain steps. Many a times some interchangeable words are also used for these steps. So these steps are requirements elicitation, requirements analysis, requirements documentation, requirements validation and requirements management. You see, the project starts with the requirements phase, where requirements analysis is conducted. Even before the project starts, during the project award phase, the client and the software company are in discussion. So normally it is the sales team which engages the client and which basically sells the client the benefits of the new project. However, there are times when the software team or your employer has to demonstrate that they understand the business of the client. They understand the business processes of the client. They have all what it takes to understand the business requirements and needs of their business, in addition to the technical competency which obviously you may have within your company. So this is where business analysts are brought in the project award phase. They interact with the client, they generate that kind of confidence. They participate in presentations, they participate in demonstrations, and they participate in preparation of the project bid documents. Test management and execution. During the project testing phase, a business analyst helps the client, the development team and the testing team to complete what is known as user acceptance testing. As the author of the requirements, you know what the critical requirements of the project are. So you are the one who will quickly check the solution and you are the one who will release the solution to the client for the user acceptance testing. After the project testing phase is over, that is the successful completion of user acceptance testing, a software development project reaches the implementation phase. Let us understand what is software implementation. Implementation, simply speaking, is installation of software and configuring it and making it fit for use. So, for a simple software, let us say Microsoft Word or Windows operating system, implementation can be task of certain number of minutes or maybe an hour. But for large ERP systems or large softwares, this configuration and implementation can go on in weeks and months. So out here, during the implementation, several activities take place. They include software installation, software configuration, demonstration, user training, workaround, hand-holding, and many other items. A business analyst has to play his role out here. Where the project team is small and where there is no separate implementation team, a business analyst has to complete the entire implementation process on his own. Client account management. Client account management is a very important role played by an IT business analyst. You see, an IT business analyst acts as a bridge between the client and the development team. He is the one who basically coordinates between both these set of stakeholders. So as a client account manager, you need to maintain a balance. As a client account manager, you need to ensure that your project is delivered on time, the business requirements of the client are met. Simultaneously, you also need to ensure that the client releases the payments as per the agreed upon schedule. Sometimes senior business analysts are client account managers for some large clients. That means you may be a client account manager with a client where not one but many of the several projects are going on simultaneously. So there will be individual business analysts on the project and you as a client account manager will oversee health of these individual projects and you will also oversee the health and wellness of the relationship with the client. Process design. As a business analyst, you need to be the expert on business process analysis. So sometimes you have to design a new process. Sometimes you have to improve upon a process. So business process skills and your role as a process expert becomes important. Some other roles which you have to perform as a business analyst are those of a risk manager. That means you need to ensure the business availability of your softwares and services to the client. You need to perform as a technical writer. You see, while you are preparing requirement documents, it is all about technical writing. You also sometimes have to get yourself involved in vendor selection and also in the area like technology forecasting and technology choice. So you can see there are very many activities a business analyst has to perform, but to emphasize once again, requirements or requirements engineering and management is the key activity of the business analyst on the job. Now let us focus on the words analysis, business and business analysis. Analysis, according to Oxford Dictionary 2003, is detailed examination of the elements of a structure of something. It is also defined as separation of something into its component parts. Business. Business is defined as the work to be done or matter to be attended. So friends, you can combine both these words and it means business analysis is basically analysis of work to be done or matter to be attended. Now, to take the definition from legendary British authors Cadell and Paul, business analysis is the discipline of identifying needs and formulating workable solutions to the business problem. So, what is need or what is a business need? Again, it is somewhat related to the word requirement. So, here you need to identify a need or identify a requirement, and then as a business analyst you need to formulate a solution for it. To combine it all, business analysis is discipline of identifying business needs and determining solutions to business problems. Solution may involve a systems development component. It may also consist of process improvement, organization change, strategic planning, or policy deployment. Objectives of business analysis. Let us understand some general objectives of business analysis. They include completion of projects on time, depreciation of waste, strategic alignment between enterprise level objectives and project level objectives, documentation of requirements, communicate and translate ideas, improve efficiency, develop solutions. Having learned what is business analysis, let us understand who IT business analysts are. Business analysts who work on IT development projects, IT alteration projects, or IT implementation projects are known as IT business analysts. They are also known as business systems analysts, technical business analysts, etc. Depending upon the scope and nature of the project and stage of the project, the role of business analyst or IT business analyst may vary. Why so many of us are interested to take on the role and career of an IT business analyst? Let us understand the reason for the same. You see, good amount of IT development activity is happening from our country. As a country, we are known to produce the finest of IT software engineers and IT managers. Business analysts are one of them. As a business analyst, your focus is on the requirements of the project, which is very important. You act as a bridge between the client and the development team. The success of the project depends on the requirements which you finalize and formulate. So, the demand is good. There are very many product companies, domain solution companies, and large companies which work across domains and which have several products with them who are on the lookout for IT business analysts. As a business analyst, you need to have your view across multiple levels. These levels are industry, enterprise, project, and process. Understand the requirements of your project and of your client. You need to understand your industry. IT business analysts appreciate technology and understand the business domain. As an industry business analyst or as a business analyst, when you conduct industry level business analysis, you need to understand and analyze industry trends. You need to analyze new technology deployments within your industry and by other companies within the industry. You need to understand the supply and demand conditions, and you need to benchmark and observe global best practices. Enterprise business analysis. Friends, let me share with you that the enterprise IT business analyst role is one of the most well-paying and most sought-after roles in IT industry. Business analysts, when they have experience of something like 5 to 7 years plus, they get onto the role of enterprise IT business analyst. You see, when a project is finalized, we need to understand the business needs, and then we need to finalize the requirements of the project. To understand the business needs, we need to understand the vision, mission, key success factors and competitive positioning of your enterprise or of that of your client. This activity is known as Enterprise IT Business Analysis activity. Here, enterprise level IT business analysts also study and design enterprise IT architecture. To speak in very simple terms, enterprise IT architecture means how and where your IT assets, both hardware and software, are placed and how they interact with each other. Have a look at this. This is a small but a beautiful and an elegant example of enterprise IT analysis. This is all about Domino's Pizza. Let us have a look at the vision of the Domino's Pizza company. I quote, "Exceptional people on a mission to be the best pizza delivery company in the world," unquote. So you see, this is what the vision and mission of Domino's Pizza is. And we also know them that they are able to achieve much of it. Domino's Pizza delivers hot, mouth-watering pizzas at our doorstep on a phone call. So they started with best CRM softwares, so that when you call them, they know your purchase history. They know your geographic location. They have invested in GIS systems. Now with advent of these mobile technologies and with advent of internet, as you can see on the top right hand corner of the screen, they also have an order online application. They have mobile apps. So in alignment with their vision, they are investing in their IT systems. So this is how you align your company's vision and company's positioning with your investments or with your projects in the IT area. Project business analysis. After industry and enterprise level business analysis, now comes the project. Here, as a business analyst, a scope of business analysis is the project in question. What can be an example of a software project? Let us say, as a business analyst, you have been given responsibility for business analysis of a railway ticket reservation system which is being developed. Or maybe you are a business analyst for handheld insurance premium calculator for insurance agents. So as a business analyst out here, you have to clearly understand the scope of the project. What is in scope? What is out of scope? Who your project stakeholders are? What is project promoters and what is your project sponsors' point of view? Project functionality, requirements, both functional and non-functional, and timelines become important. A BA must understand the project deployment environment, that is the database, the operating system, the network, the softwares. You should also understand the technology which has been chosen, the technology standards, the benefits of the choice and limitations of that choice, future scope of the project, and interaction of this project with other project is also be taken care of. Process business analysis. As a man on the project, many a times you analyze and you study a process of your project or that of a module of the project. Here, your focus is on the given process. I will take some examples. Say for example, student counseling for the higher education industry, or check processing for banking industry, policy underwriting for insurance industry, cover note issue for insurance industry, online ticket booking for travel industry. All these are examples of a process. When you analyze a process, what are the activities which you take up? You typically study the process as it is implemented right now. As an analyst, you can suggest better ways which provide ease of use, which may provide better human-computer interaction. You also model the process, that is making the visual model of the process. You study the notifications, you study the business rules. So, business process analysis or process analysis is a very important area for an IT business analyst. Common process specialization. You see, every industry has got its own specific processes. But then there are several processes which are common to very many projects. These include online payments, login ID and user authentication, online ticketing, calculators, automated testing systems, content generation systems, security, application processing, number crunching or analytics. Friends, now I will cover business analysis frameworks and techniques. Like any other profession, the profession of business analysis has got its own special frameworks and techniques. If you apply them, you will be successful. At the industry level, we have a framework called Porter's framework. If you are to analyze your industry, you can apply Porter's framework. At the enterprise level, we have Zachman's framework, Poldex framework, Pestel, McKinsey 7S, and TOGAF. At the project level, we have MOST, Toyota A3 report. Toyota A3 report is project status reporting method from the legendary Toyota Corporation. We have Pestel and UML. UML is an acronym for Unified Modeling Language. Process business analysis. To analyze the process, you can apply 5Y method or the root cause method, Spark system framework, 6N. 6N is the business solution design technique from QBI Institute. Then BPMN. BPMN is an acronym for business process model and notation, and also UML. Friends, we live in an era of information technology. Any profession which you may choose, you have to be proficient with the softwares of that profession. Have a look at this slide. On the left, I have summarized various activities or tasks of a business analyst, and on the right, I have summarized the softwares which you can use to complete that task. For business process mapping, modeling, and visualization, this activity is also known as requirements modeling. You can use softwares like Magic Draw, Microsoft Visio, Argo UML, and Visagi Business Process Modeler. For requirements engineering and management, that is managing the requirements database, managing and maintaining requirements traceability, managing the requirements catalog, you can use softwares like Serena RTM, Influx, Visio. There is an online site which is known as gatherspace.com, and also the most popular Rational Suite. For prototyping, human-computer interaction, user interfacing, display, storyboarding, you can use Axure. In fact, you can also use Microsoft PowerPoint for the same. For analytics, you can use Microsoft Excel, SAS, or SPSS. In fact, there is yet another software which is known as R. So far, we have a sweeping overview of what IT business analysis is all about. Let us learn now what it takes to become a successful IT business analyst. Here we cover skills of a business analyst. I have summarized and classified these skills into three categories: technical skills, business skills, and soft skills. Technical skills include requirements engineering and management, modeling and visualization skills, SQL and RDBMS concepts, appreciation of technology and technical environment, systems thinking, software project knowledge, software development lifecycle knowledge, and implementation methodologies. Here, I'll clarify, when we talk about technical skills, we do not talk about programming skills or operating system skills or networking skills. Here, these skills are technical skills which are relevant to that of an IT business analyst. Business skills. An IT business analyst is a true interdisciplinary professional. He has to be good in business, he has to be good in technology. So, for the business part of things, you need to possess industry knowledge, domain vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important. Critical process specialization and business rules for your domain and for your geography. Soft skills. I call them communication, project, and leadership skills. As a leader on the job, as a master communicator of the project, you need to have these skills. These are absolutely essential. These skills include interviewing. How else will you gather requirements unless you are the master of the interview process? Meeting management, verbal and written communication skills. Patience. Patience is the virtue of a business analyst. You have to deal with all these stakeholders. They are not reasonable all the time. Business analyst vocabulary. relationship building, leadership and attention to detail are some other skills which you must possess. Here, I'll also add, you will not be master of each of these areas to start with. If you have some starting point, you can cover rest of them. And of course, through our training program, you will be able to master each of them. As a business analyst, you travel all over the world. You are the darling of the client. You are the confidant of the client. Does that mean this profession is all about roses and no thorns? You see, every role, every title has got its own challenges. Business analyst profession is also having its challenges, and most of these challenges have to deal with two words, that is requirements and also change management. Because many a times when you implement IT systems, it is all about deciphering the requirements right and implementing the change with patience and with detail. So most of the challenges which a business analyst faces on the job, they include lack of clarity in the scope of business functions, requirements not clearly defined, conflict between business groups, project not linked to organizational goal. That is basically the alignment of enterprise level objectives with the project level objectives. Test strategy not well defined. Project does not include all the stakeholder needs. Lack of resources. This is the most sought after area of my lecture, that is the salary of a business analyst. You can see I have mentioned several levels here, that of an associate business analyst. An associate business analyst is title which one gets fresh out of college, or someone who is having 0 to 2 years of experience. An associate business analyst gets a salary range of 4.8 lakh rupees to 7 lakh rupees per annum. A business analyst is having an experience of 2 to 4 years from the date of graduation or post-graduation. A business analyst can easily get 6 to 9 lakh rupees per annum. After you spend some years as a business analyst, you are promoted to the position of senior business analyst. A senior business analyst gets a salary of 8 to 12 lakh rupees per annum. Once a senior business analyst for several years, you become an enterprise analyst, or you can even become a client account manager. An enterprise analyst or a client account manager gets a salary range of 12 to 18 lakh rupees per annum. You then move on to become a project director. You earn a handsome salary of 20 to 26 lakh rupees per annum. Then you move on to become a practice director. That means you are leading a particular domain, a domain like banking or insurance or telecom within your company. And here you can get a salary of 30 to 40 lakh rupees per annum. And after being a practice director, next promotion is to the C level. Very many business analysts today become executive vice presidents, presidents and chief executive officers of their company. Here you can earn anything between 48 lakh rupees per annum to 1 crore per annum. Friends, now we have come to the end of this lecture. In an hour or so, I have tried to cover my experience and I have tried to cover the business analyst role and the business analysis discipline. You will agree with me that business analyst role and career is a rewarding career, though it is also challenging at times. As a business analyst, you have to be ready to wear several hats, that of a requirement specialist, that of a client account manager, that of a project implementer, and that of a test execution manager. Requirements engineering and management is the key activity of a business analyst on the project. And business analysts are the leaders who work under the glare. The spotlight will be on you, all eyes will be on you, the senior management at the client team, the senior management at your own company, all will look up to you for the success of the project. So, best of luck and enjoy your role as a business analyst.